Right now I am here at the grand stairs. I owe an explanation to the rediscovery of Vidhansouda. In fact, you may be wondering that why I owe an explanation regarding the rediscovery of Vidhansouda. The first most important task is the task which was initiated by KCR, especially KCR Foundation, headed by Srimati Vasanta. She always emphasized that there is a need to relook this monumental building. That was the first reason. And the second reason is my senior, CM Ramchandra, who happened to be the editor of the Hindu, had written a book. It was a lot of limitations were there. It was not, Vidhansouda was not completely explored. And the other reason, the most important reason was Srimati Kavita, yes, editor Rajya Dharma from Mysore, kept on motivating and inspiring her. Sir, you have all the potential to relook this monumental building. You have many stories to come. And likewise, we took this task and we did around more than 90 news clippings. But before that, in the rediscovery of Vidhansouda in the phase 1, we did 9 important places. The first important is the foundation stone, the grand stair, the banquet hall, the assembly hall, council hall, and chief minister's office, the wall of the constitution preamble, and chief minister's office, cabinet hall. These were the 9 important places. After that, we got a lot of appreciation from the and we received even the appreciation from the Honorable Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, B.S. Yediyurappa ji, and not only that, the current Chief Minister, Sri Basuraj Bommaji, who helped, who appreciated our efforts, and even the couple of ministers appreciated. In this tune, we took up a lot of initiative under the Vidhansouda phase 2, and we did around 90 news clippings, which are many interesting facts, which will be explained in detail in next few minutes by myself. And however, I want to thank the social media which came forward to help us in this regard. The first, I want to thank the Gopal Raj TJ Vision Private Media Limited, and the second, Rizwan Azad, Nashiman TV, and Bangalore News, then Bangalore Media Watch, headed by Manjunath Naik, and Venkatesh, Rajan Kunte Venkatesh, who happened to be News 24, then again Udaya News, Mr. Prashant, then Bharat Bandhu, the editor of Bharat Bandhu, Mr. Sundaresh. They all came and helped us, and they broadcasted us in the various social media, and this definitely helped in a long way. And thereby, we want to thank once again almost all of them who helped in this task. And in the next episode, you see what exactly we unveiled regarding this Vidhansouda. Thank you very much. This has been done under the initiation of KCR Foundation, headed by Srimati Vasanta Kavita. Then the inputs, the research inputs by Kavita's editor, Rajya Dharma, and news articulated present by Jnan Shekhar, Parliamentary Guide. Namaste to one and all. This is in connection to the rediscovery of Vidhansouda. And right now I have a model, especially a beautiful miniature model done by Raghu. He is a specialized artist from Mysore. But you may be wondering that why do I have a model here? I owe an explanation to you that we have rediscovered many of the facts. The first most important task is Harale Muneshwara temple, where it is nearby to Vidhansouda. From there we started. And we have a constitutional, we discovered that Vidhansouda is in the constitutional complex. And origin of the assembly, council, Ratman, gold officer, treasury house, and archives. And not only that, we found out many of the interesting aspects like introduction to the department, various departments. We started Department of Parliamentary Affairs, Kannada Development Authority, Minister's Chamber, and the Chief Minister's Office, and introduction to the Chief Minister's Advisor and Chief Minister's Secretariat, Mr. Jagadish Sir. And we formulated and we went into the relief panels of Vidhansouda, powerhouse of Vidhansouda, gardens of Vidhansouda, statues of Vidhansouda, portraits of Vidhansouda, and you see Department of Political and Administrative Reforms. These are all intro of Finance Department, Home Department, and again intro of Law Department. I told you the Chief Secretary's Office, then lifts in Vidhansouda Constitutional Complex. I have already repeated it, I'm sorry. And firefighting station of Vidhansouda, bamboo chickmat in Vidhansouda, insights and illumination of Vidhansouda, lighting phenomenon of Vidhansouda. And you know that the divans have been given a very special place, especially in Vidhansouda, that too in the banquet hall. And this Vidhansouda owes, as per my students' contribution for the growth of it, and that may be a reason of those have done the Chief Minister, Sri Kengal Hanumanthaya Sir. And the next, coming to the canvas paintings in Vidhansouda, portraits in the Assembly and the Council, and recently the Honorable Speaker Saab unveiled the same portraits which we had in Assembly in the Suvarna Vidhansouda also. That is the latest update I am giving to you. Then the paintings of Vidhansouda, and there is the ceremony, what we call a sun flag raising ceremony and sun flag setting ceremony, which is at the top, 150 height, and which is at the top, and it happens near the very, what we call as the big dome, the biggest dome of this Vidhansouda model. And the next, we have a security. We have also covered the security coverage of Vidhansouda, the unique features of the speaker's chair, and especially this happens to be one of the most interesting aspects, and nowhere in the world we don't find such a chair of the Honorable Speaker, and that's most important. And the next thing is that we have a roll call in Vidhansouda, and intro to the leaders of opposition, intro to the leaders of opposition, Karnataka Legislative Assembly, the Chief Minister's Office and its President's Assembly and Council martial rules. We have also done that, and the role of the quorum bell and functions of Chief Whip, and the law commission, especially the law commission is nested in Vidhansouda. And the next one, the most important, the hub of the journalists will always congregate in the press room. We have also done that. And the first Chief Minister's residence, especially K.C. Reddy residence, through the influence of one of my core members, Srimati Vasanta Kavita, initiated the task, and we did that also. And the pillars of Vidhansouda, the major legislative parties in Vidhansouda, then professional guide in Vidhansouda, then again foundation day of Vidhansouda, then first day of the proceedings of Karnataka Legislative Assembly 1952 was also rediscovered. Then inscriptions, I mean, see the inscriptions, when you go to the eastern side of the inscriptions, they were, I mean, the God's work is a government works is a God's work. I mean, this inscription is so unique, you know, and this is a manifestation of Kengal Hanumanthaya. And the next, to the left side, to the northern side, Dharmo Rakshiti Rakshitaha. That is also one of the beautiful concept that has been adopted, and it has been boldly carved in the very edifice of the northern entrance. That means we call it as Rajbhavan entrance. And the next is talking towers of Vidhansouda. These are the talking towers. We have 4 towers here. These are the 2 sister towers, and this is the biggest tower. And the next is, we have the oldest and noble chamber. As I told you, the Karnataka Legislative Council happens to be one of the oldest legislation in the country, 155 years. I'm sorry, 115 years. And now this is being headed by the 3-term the chairman, Shri Basuraj Koratti sir. Recently he took over as a chairman, and that is in fact something which is very interesting and phenomenal. And the next, coming to the introduction of Karnataka ex-legislators former and floral motifs in Vidhansouda, Assembly Secretary, ex-legislators former and floral motifs in Vidhansouda, Assembly Secretary, the priest in Vidhansouda. There is a priest in Vidhansouda who performs the pujas, especially on unique days, and attractive motifs of Vidhansouda, ballot system explained in Vidhansouda, and Deputy Speaker's office, and Karnataka's first state was the first state to play the seats of democracy, representative democracy. And the office of Chief Minister's Principal Secretary, Manjunath Prasadji, was also done. And India's oldest constitutional book also rediscovered, and challenges of 21st new speaker, and modern Vikasasouda was done. Introduction to Vidhansouda rounds, and this happens to be a very unique phenomenon that we used to gather the news. And after the COVID, it's been still suspended, and we hope that it is already in the process and it has been renewed. And the next is, we have a first tiger panel explained. These are the tiger panels which are near the very grand steps of this Vidhansouda. And the next is the wall of constitutional preamble, and this happens to be right opposite to the Honorable Chief Minister's office at the the third floor, and Chief Minister's office happens to be one of the largest office, and that is also being explained. And the knowledge hub of Vidhansouda. Then we have crows coming in Vidhansouda, the biggest mural in Vikasasouda, photographers of Vidhansouda, Kengel Krupa, architectural marvel of Vidhansouda, gold officers in Vidhansouda, and these are all the many facts which have been done, and it is being uploaded by my media friends, especially my social media friends, who have done a wonderful task. Well, thank you, Vasanta ma'am, and this is in connection to the rediscovery of Vidhansouda. We have done more than 88 mini documentaries. Overall, this is very curious that I would love to read out these things. Hriday Muneshwara Temple in Vidhansouda, Treasury House in Vidhansouda, portraits of Vidhansouda, paintings of Vidhansouda, fountain, garden, statues, illumination phenomenon of Vidhansouda, powerhouse of Vidhansouda, relief panel, introduction to the law department, origin of Karnataka Legislative Assembly, Council, introduction to the Department of Legislation, Department of Political and Administrative Reforms, Department of Finance, Home and Law Department in Vidhansouda, introduction to the Chief Secretary, lifts in Vidhansouda, constitutional complex around Vidhansouda, firefighting in Vidhansouda, bamboo chickmat, inside illumination, and Mysore Divans and the canvas paintings in Vidhansouda, portraits in Council Hall, portraits in Assembly Hall, paintings in Vidhansouda, sunrise flag ceremony, sunset flag ceremony, security, unique features of Speaker's chair in Vidhansouda happens to be one of the interesting features. And roll call in Vidhansouda, Ratman particularly to the entire Vidhansouda, the leader of opposition, introduction to the leader of opposition, council, Chief Minister's office and its presidents in the Assembly Hall, Assembly and Council martial role, then again the role of quorum bell in Vidhansouda, Chief Whips in this Assembly and the Council, Law Commission of Karnataka in Vidhansouda, press room, then again the first Chief Minister K.C. Reddy Kasambali's residence, media advisor in Vidhansouda, Chief Minister Secretariat, the pillars, the special pillars of this Vidhansouda, major legislative parties in Vidhansouda, professional guide in Vidhansouda, introduction of Kannada Development Authority, Foundation Day, powerhouse of Vidhansouda, first days of the proceedings of Karnataka Assembly 1952, inscription on the edifice of this Vidhansouda building, talking towers of Vidhansouda. Vidhansouda should be declared as a tourist center, oldest and the novel council chamber in Karnataka, introduction to the Karnataka legislators, ex-legislators forum, floral motifs of Vidhansouda, Assembly Secretariat, then priest of Vidhansouda, attractive motifs of Vidhansouda, ballot system explained, Deputy Speaker of Assembly, Karnataka's first state to show the seats of representative democracy, introduction to the Principal Secretary Sri Manjunath Prasadji, India's oldest constitution book, challenges of 21st, new speaker, modern Vikasasouda, introduction to the Vidhansouda rounds, Vidhansouda Secretariat Library, first tiger panel explained, first reception of Vidhansouda, then washing of Vidhansouda, the best speaker of the Karnataka Assembly, wall of constitution preamble, conference hall, largest office of the Chief Minister, knowledge house in Vidhansouda, crows in Vidhansouda, biggest mural in Vidhansouda, Vikasasouda, photographer's life in Vidhansouda, Kengel Krupa, architectural marvel of Vidhansouda, and gold officer in Vidhansouda. These are of the most interesting aspect being done by us. The many facts of the rediscovery of Vidhansouda as a news document was possible with the support of official gallery friends, and particularly I may recollect the peers to the Honorable Speaker, Sri Amarnath Sir, next Srimati Vishalakshi, Assembly Secretary, Mahalakshmi, Council Secretary, Mr. Sridhar Sir, who happens to be the Secretary, Department of Parliamentary Affairs and Legislation, and Mr. Nambi Ranganath, late Gurling Swami, who was done the media advisor to the Honorable Chief Minister, and above all Anil Gupta, and they were all they motivated me a lot and supported me for this kind of initiative. And in coming days, we are much more motivated, and we will try to bring out the rediscovery of phase 3, wherein the introduction of the minister's office, that is one thing. And the second thing is that we are going to bring about 75 packs of Vidhansouda in view of Azad Ka Amrut Mahotsav. Above all, we are going to introduce the tiny aspect, and we have much more plans, and at the sooner we are going to bring. With this, we once again thank almost everyone, and especially to our Honorable Speaker, Shri Vishweshwara Kagere Saab, who was patronage to this entire episode of Rediscover Vidhansouda. This was the first of its kind initiative being done. Namaskar.